Hey crypto family, so it's good to see we have some bullish action today after a couple days of declines. Bitcoin is up over 2% at $8,205. Ethereum's up 2.75% at $688. And then we have Ripple up 1.62% at 67 cents. Everything else is either down a couple percent or up a couple percent, with the caveat actually being Binance Coin up 20% to $14.67. And I'll go over that in a separate article in a second. But looking at Bitcoin here, we can see, so this is on a 3-hour chart. It actually went to a low of $7,920 after bouncing back and sitting right now at $8,209. So about a couple weeks ago, I drew these support and resistance lines. The current support is about $7,800 to $7,900. And again, if we zoom out here, we can see twice it bounced from those levels and it's shown pretty strong support. So again, we'll have to keep an eye on these levels. Right now, the RSI isn't really overbought or oversold, which is a good sign. If we do end up falling below this $7,800 level, again, there's not much support below there. Hate to see what happens. We may be in a free fall again, maybe some support areas around 7,600, but again, we'll just have to see what happens. Besides that, again, the next major resistance, if we climb from here, is about 83 to 8,400. So you can see it's held resistance a couple times, so that's the next level we're looking for, and then pushing past that level and getting above previous resistance that we've had up in these $8,800 to $9,000 levels. So with that, hopefully we'll continue this bullish action, but again, always place your stops and trade accordingly. So looking at some news, one of the first things I want to go over is consensus. So I know for consensus 2018, everyone's expecting a bull run, including myself. Again, we'll have to wait for a couple weeks after because that's usually when most of the price action is gained. But looking at one of the articles here, it mentions the St. Louis Fed president and what he thinks about crypto. And he basically says currency competition is nothing new. So James Bullard, who's the president of the St. Louis Federal Reserve Bank, basically says cryptocurrencies aren't a threat because they don't have enough volume. I assume in a couple of years when there's a lot more volume, institutional investors get involved, then they'll see it as a threat. But right now, they see it as more of a currency competition. But he does expect that, the cryptocurrencies will start to be, kind of the global currency per se. But at the time, he doesn't see a threat to fiat. So that's good. I mean, it seems that, since he doesn't see it as a threat, they won't really press hard on regulations. But, in the future, we'll have to see what they do. But for now, they are pretty lax on everything with cryptocurrency, so that's definitely a good sign. The next thing for consensus is, so Twitter's CEO Jack Dorsey, he was one of the speakers at the consensus, and he actually mentioned that he thinks that cryptocurrencies are going to be the global currency, and he mentions Bitcoin. He was bullish on that. There were over 8,500 people at this conference, and he basically mentions that Square is one of the apps that's accepting Bitcoin and began supporting Bitcoin at the end of last year. And he thinks that there's just more mainstream adoption coming, and he sees cryptocurrencies, being adopted very soon. There's a lot more companies accepting them. And he believes that, any payment that comes across our table, the seller should be able to accept. That's what he quoted. So again, I thought this was great. It also talks about HTC, and they want to actually put blockchain on their phone. So that's an article I'm going to go over too. And then it also mentions Ethereum's Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, EEA, which now has 500 member companies, including founding banks, and has published specification for Enterprise Ethereum to ease adoption. So basically, they're improving the privacy, scalability, and security of Ethereum blockchain applications that'll help speed up developer adoption and could ultimately lead to standards. So again, they're trying to make it as easy as possible for developers to use Ethereum and just, enhance the blockchain and just develop more dApps on it. So I thought this is great. And again, it's very positive, and it's just, while again, we didn't see that rise at consensus, there's a lot of positive messages here and a lot of adoption that's going to happen in the future. So it was great. Some good highlights here. And again, we'll have to see what comes in the next couple of weeks. Now, regarding Binance and why it's went up 20%, on their Twitter today, they released a tweet saying double referral rewards. Invite friends, earn up to 40% commission. So first of all, whenever you had someone sign up under your Binance referral link, you got 20% of commission. Well, now it's saying you can earn up to 40%, and that's if you read the article here, if you hold over 500 BNB tokens. So, so in a way, that's what caused people to buy the BNB coin. Is basically, they wanted to own at least 500 because at the snapshot time at 0000 UTC time, if you had over 500 Binance coins in your wallet, then you would get 40% commission bonus from your referrals. So again, I think this is just an incentive for people to hold their Binance tokens and just to buy more. Now, I think this is great on their part. One, it helps people really, refer more people. It helps get signups, more money and capital flow into the cryptocurrency market, as well as provide kickback for those that are helping do that. So I think this was a great marketing thing on their terms. And again, it just helps people come into the cryptocurrency space and gives more people an incentive to do so. So that's why the Binance coin has gone up so much. And again, great initiative. Binance has been, really killing it in the market, and hopefully they continue to do so. So another article I want to go over is Ukraine actually drafts a law to legalize cryptocurrencies, fuels debate in the crypto community. So basically what happened is Ukraine is drafting legislation to legalize cryptocurrencies and ask members of the crypto community to participate. So basically the gist of this, what happened is, they published this paper here, and basically it's talking about how they want to legalize cryptocurrencies, but they want to regulate them. So what did everyone say? Well, just like you would think. They really didn't like the idea of regulation. Basically, they're like, it's not necessarily immediately to introduce the regulation of ICOs because they are the source of the greatest distrust of society to cryptocurrencies. It's very widespread. Basically, there's just a lot of talk about them not wanting to, regulate companies or regulate cryptocurrencies because it will hinder their growth per se, and it'll hinder innovation. Whether you like it or hate it, in order for cryptocurrencies to reach the mainstream, there needs to be some type of regulation. How far and how much, it's hard to say, but at least some type of regulation. So I think they're on the right track. Ukraine is to legalize cryptocurrencies. I think they just have to slowly, integrate these regulations for the changes to take effect and for, more money to come into the market. So again, just the fact that they want to do this is, light years ahead of where we were, 3 or 4 years ago. So I think more countries will start to jump on board. And again, it just fuels talks about cryptocurrency. So that's always a good thing. Now, on the flip side of that, India, it says India's Supreme Court claims all petitions against central bank crypto blockade. So basically what happened is it says, basically there was this bank, and it said desired clarity on today's SC hearing. SC refused to stay RBI circular, and the same is still in operation. No petition can be filed in any high court of India against 6th of April circular, and the already pending petitions will be transferred to the SC. So basically what happened was people were filing petitions, and because the Bank of India issued a sweeping policy barring all regulated financial institutions, including banks, from providing services to companies, quote, dealing with or settling cryptocurrencies on April 5th. So after they stated that, basically they're saying, if you deal with cryptocurrencies, the bank can't deal with you at all. So it's basically banning people from using cryptocurrencies. And that was on April 5th. People filed petitions on April 6th and on. And now they're saying, hey, anything filed against the high court on April 6th and the already pending petitions, we're not going to allow them anymore. And basically that's saying people have a 3-month period to either cash in their cryptocurrencies, convert it to fiat, or just stop dealing with them completely by July 6th. So 3 months after. And, that's not right. And basically, they're saying, it's illegal to even deal with cryptocurrencies, and any banks that has clients doing that, pretty much, stop dealing with them. So again, I think because India sees this as a threat, and they know that cryptocurrencies are disruptive, and they're, really disrupting the banks and everything. I think that they see that and they're scared. So that's why they're refusing to see these petitions. So again, it's just one thing to keep in mind that, hey, cryptocurrencies actually are, a threat and are actually competitive to these banks, and in a positive way. They're a lot better, and that's what they're scared against. So India is one of those countries, kind of similar to China, I'm seeing some similarities here, so we'll have to see how that goes, but I'm sure people are going to find a way to circumvent this one way or another, so we'll have to keep an eye on that and see what happens with that. Now, on a positive note, article says, why is Nokia partnering with a crypto startup to build an IoT network? So as you know, Nokia is one of the biggest mobile phone manufacturers. They were big on the scene early in 2000s, and now they haven't been as prominent, but they're still pretty big in the scene. And basically, it says they want to partner with a startup called Streamer that tokenizes data collected by internet-connected devices. Nokia's community hosts networks that will gather IoT, Internet of Things, generated data, and integrate the data with the Streamer data marketplace. So what they want to do, basically, it says they want to bring access to areas that don't have access to the internet. So they basically want to use the startup called Streamer and to help, I guess you could say, create hotspots, if you will, for people in these third world countries, in these areas that don't have internet, give them internet in exchange for gathering data and being able to use that for the Streamer data marketplace. So it's kind of like a two-way street, that they're help giving free internet while they're able to collect data and, using the blockchain technology. So, I see this as a positive. I mean, Nokia's getting some out of it, but again, they're still participating with blockchain technology and with cryptocurrencies. So I think that's positive, and it shows you, more companies are going to be getting involved in these because they see the advantage of blockchain technology, how much it can help these third world countries. And I think it's definitely great that they're able to bring, host these mobile broadbands and just be able to bring internet to these places that wouldn't normally have it. So I thought that was great. They're getting involved in ICO companies and startups, and I think this will be, what we can see in the future with a lot of these mobile companies and just companies in general. Now, speaking of mobile companies, I mentioned HTC, and they're making the blockchain-powered Android phone. So they announced this May 16th, and basically the phone's going to be called Exodus, and it's going to run on blockchain technology, and basically it's going to kind of have an encryption on it. So you can safely store your cryptocurrencies on the phone. It's going to have all kinds of encryption on it, and you're going to be able to also, store your wallets and use even dApps, decentralized applications, on the phone. So again, that's a big thing they're pushing. And it says the phone will apparently also be able to operate as a node on the Bitcoin or Ethereum network. So that's pretty amazing. And it says, HTC is also teasing so-called dApps, and that rely on the phone's blockchain storage. So again, you have all these uses that the phone's trying to create, and it says, it's not going to interfere with the phone, with the flagship phone that HTC always makes. It's going to be kind of like an offset, but it's going to be catered more towards the crypto community. And it says you can sign up to reserve an HTC Exodus on the official site, though there's no launch date or even a price tag yet. HTC is considering accepting cryptocurrency for the phone when it launches, which is realistic because it's a blockchain phone. So again, you have HTC, which is a huge mobile company. Is one of the biggest in the world. And for them to be making a blockchain phone, that tells you they see the need for blockchain technology and just, the demand for it. So I'm telling you, all these companies that are jumping on board, with everything at Consensus 2018, with everything that we've seen, just around the world with companies getting involved, people see cryptocurrency as a threat and they're jumping on board before, they get left behind. So I think this is definitely positive here. This is really great for the community, and I think definitely going to see this affect us, the next couple of months. If the price doesn't, continue to rise right now, I believe we'll definitely see higher prices, especially at the end of the year. And there's all kinds of targets people are throwing out, anywhere from 20,000 to 50,000. But I think, in the long term, we will see cryptocurrencies rise and mass adoption come sooner than we think. So with that, if y'all like this video, please give it a like. It'd really help me out. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. So till next time, thanks for watching.